Hey everyone, the game that is up on the table and probably will be for the next couple of months is none other than the Battle of Moscowa, or the Battle of Borodino as it's known. This is a Clash of Arms production that came out, probably about 4 or 5 years ago. I've played a couple of scenarios, and this is my first time I'm going to try to do the grand battle. I'll be doing it somewhat solo, and then I've got a couple of friends who have some time off here during the holidays. I'll try to drag them over and see if I can get them to join in with the game as well. So we'll go in and look at the map in some more detail and get some background on the game. So the battle took place on the couple of days, the 5th of September through the 7th of September. The 7th was the main day of battle, and it was here west of Moscow. The Russian army had been in retreat ever since the French invaded, and they finally kind of stood and fought a major battle here outside of Moscow. The battle itself was kind of centered here on the village of Borodino, and the Russians had set up a pretty strong defensive position along the Kalacha River. There's a lot of steep banks here. The river itself is only accessible for crossing with artillery and things like that, where there's some bridges and fords, and there's not that many there, and so it kind of restricted and would have made it difficult for the French to assault along this area. On top of that, the Russians had time to prepare different earthworks, redoubts, things like that, to make this part of their line very strong, including, of course, the Great Redoubt, which features in most of the different accounts of the battle. Lots of bloodshed there. Now, we have some interesting terrain here that adds to the challenge of the French attacking and general movement for all of the armies. Of course, we have the Kalacha stream here, which we talked about, or the river. There's a number of marshy hexes, which make for a challenge and impeding movement. We've got forest hexes, similar to other types of forest hexes we have. Then they have this brush, these sort of brush types of hexes. They don't block line of sight into the hex or even through the hex, but trying to see through multiple hexes, you can't see that far deep into it, and it does slow down your movement. And then, of course, we've got these dry rivers, not dry river, but dry stream. This time of the year, it's sort of early September after the summer. Most of these streams have dried up for the summer, and so it doesn't really impede movement other than just the steep banks that are here on either side of this. And so these are some of the things that are unique to this battlefield, the dry streams, and of course this brush. Now we're looking at the battlefield from the southwest. This is the approach that the French took. The Russian right wing was all along the river here, pretty strong defenses, and then it kind of takes a bend here where the Great Redoubt is, and moving off their left wing kind of goes off to the southeast. It's kind of anchored here with these earthworks, the Bagration fletches, and then further east here with the village of Utitsa. And this is, of course, the line of march for the Polish corps that came up the old Smolensk road to kind of turn the Russian left flank.